Hey guys, how are you doing today? Hopefully you can see and hear me. I am Lisa Malice. I'm part of the team here at Photo Day, and today's webinar is all about group and public galleries. So we've been doing these how-to series over the last few weeks, just to get you guys up to speed while you're in season and while you're using this. Let's see. Hopefully you guys can hear me as you're tuning in here. Make sure you say hello. Oh, Wayne, hey. Just make sure you guys give me a shout out. Let me know. Hopefully everything's fine. It usually is, but I always like to double check before I start talking a lot. And then you guys are like, hey, we can't hear you. So awesome. We'll just dive right in here. Awesome. Thanks, Dave. Thanks so much. So yeah, as you may or may not know, we started Photo Day, officially launched about 3 years ago. And when we launched Photo Day, we only had one version of the gallery, right? It was basically a public gallery. So it was one access code. Everyone would text that code. You would publish the gallery. Everyone would get a text, and then they would use FaceFind or what we call tags, or view all photos to find their images and make their purchases. So that's really where we started. Since then, we now have 3 gallery types: group, public, and private. And last week we did the private gallery webinar, and that had featured Photo Day Capture, which is the application we use to create those individual galleries where customers only see their photos. They don't have to search through a lot of photos. But while Capture is super cool, I never want to forget the ease of use and the communication and building the connection with group and public galleries, because there's still a lot of places you can use these. And it just makes your life a lot easier. So today I will be reviewing all of that, and hopefully you guys learned something. So let's see. So that was the 3 gallery types I was just talking about. The public galleries, the group galleries, and the private. The biggest difference between the public gallery and the group gallery is that public galleries, they both have the access code, right? You can custom create your own access code that they text to 90738 to opt in for picture day communication. Now, after they do that, depending on what mode your gallery is in, what status it's in, whether it's in draft, advanced pay, published, or expired, our smart text marketing takes over for you. So you don't have to think about setting that up or all that good stuff. So the only difference between public and group gallery is that public galleries generate a public URL, which means they just click that link and they can go right into the gallery without entering the access code again. So that URL can be shared around, posted on a website somewhere, on Facebook, and they get right into the gallery, no barriers. Now, and it still has all the fun opt-in text permissions, right? Now, the group gallery is a little bit more secure. So when you're dealing with teams, groups, dance groups, things like that, it's one code. They still text that one code. However, they need to enter that code again to actually get into the gallery. So it's like a one password for the whole gallery thing. So there is no public URL that can be shared around and people just click and get right in. So different use cases, like we'll talk about what we have coming upon us right now, which is graduation season. So if you're doing a lot of high school graduations, you can probably get away with using a public gallery since most of those kids are going to be adults or already adults, right? So you can probably put them in a public gallery setting with no repercussions, and just have the one code that they all text, and they can use, FaceFind to find their images that you capture. Or if you want to be a little bit more secure, you can do it in a group gallery. That's great for things like dance schools, team sports, high school sports, where you still need that code and you want to give a little bit privacy, but you don't have to give it individually to each kid, right? Because that makes communication harder, not just for you, but for the parents and for the organizations when they're all having to deal with their own passcode to get into the gallery, right? So you just kind of want to be flexible depending on what's best for your end customer and the communication that your organization is helping you provide to get everyone connected to the gallery. So little tricks I'm going to share with you here along the way. So best experience possible, in my opinion, in the group or public galleries, it's easiest. So if you can get away with doing a group or a public gallery, then by all means do it because it's just the one code that ruled them all, right? I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. So one access code that they all text in for the easier communication. And then your parents will, or your customers will be able to find their images using one of these three search methods. Now they're all defaulted on, and I'll get into the setup here in a few. So they're all defaulted on. However, you can turn them on and off depending on your use case. Like some people just like to run a gallery with FaceFind only. It provides a little bit more of a sense of security, right? So they like that. I don't really advise that because I still think there's like a small amount of like conspiracy theory people out there that might be like, they don't quite understand FaceFind or the security, and they don't want to read our biometrics policy. And rest assured, we're not selling that data and collecting it for terrible reasons, like at all. It is solely there so they can find photos with photos, and it stays within Photo Day. We do not sell the data. So we do have a biometrics policy that your customers and you have access to when they're shopping. But I always want to think about those people and offer like two different solutions, like maybe view all photos and FaceFind, or view off or tags and FaceFind. So it's good to give them a little bit of options. However, if your gallery has thousands of images in it, you might want to turn off the view all photos. Just because you don't want everyone stuck in that never-ending scroll. It's just a bad experience in general. And when we're setting up these galleries, we want to really tell the story and make this easy for our customers to use. Now, Photo Day is a tool. You can use it in all different ways. I am here, we are here to advise you on the optimal ways to use the tool for specific use cases. So you still have to set it up. So on a larger gallery, I would definitely recommend turning off view all photos and just using tags to sort them into like a smaller data set, like a smaller chunk of images. They can just search by tag. Tags are just like a folder structure, right? Or FaceFind and leave those options there. So I'm gonna give you guys another little tidbit here I thought about. So I love making, like, especially if you have parents coming to the event, right? So we have the marketing flyers. It tells them to text the code to 90738. We have a lot of the sales and marketing resources that say the same thing. But the coolest thing is you can make a QR code that will prompt when they take a picture of it with their phone. So if they walk up to your event and they see a big sign and it has a QR code that you made, here's a little resource here, this QR code generator.com. You can just simply punch in your access code and the phone number that you wanted to text to. And when they snap a picture with their phone, it just automatically pulls up their text messaging. It pre-populates everything for them. And then they just hit send, right? So they're not trying to like, it's sun's glaring on picture day. You can't see your phone screen. You're like squinting down and covering it, right? So there's situations like that that this kind of solves, right? So they don't have to look at their phone screen or what exactly they're texting. They could just snap it, snap a photo of it, and then it prompts the message box to come up. So make sure if you guys aren't already making QR codes for your group and public galleries to connect your parents and open that window, then I highly suggest it because it makes things so much easier for not just you, but your customers. So I'm going to get into a demo now. So let me turn my screen share on so I can walk you guys through this. Whew, I'm gonna turn my camera off so you guys can see my screen. All right, awesome. Okay, so hopefully you can see my screen. But this is the studio panel. If you haven't seen it before, welcome, welcome. This is our studio panel. And this is where you manage all your jobs, all your sales, all your orders, set up all your setup, everything else. This is your home base, right? Studio.photoday.io. Now, we're just going to jump right into setting up a group job because I really want to show you kind of things in order. But I also want to show you how easy it is to get set up and selling with Photo Day right away. You don't have to learn everything. And when I say everything, I mean your end-to-end workflow at the event, all the marketing you're going to do before, during, and after picture day, how you're going to organize your files when you upload, The most important things that we know that there's two really important things that you guys should focus on when transitioning to online sales for success. Number one is communication, and number two is creating really great images, right? If you can do those two things, we can help you with the rest. It's very easy. And we're always here in this little chat bubble. Oh, let me close this bar. We're always here in this chat bubble. And if you prefer a phone call, you can always request us to give you a call back from that chat bubble. That way we can give you some dedicated one-on-one time here. So anyway, I just wanted to say that, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up. And then we'll tackle price sheets, advanced pay, promos, all that good stuff in a high-level overview. I am not going to go into in depth with that stuff today because we have separate how-to. We had like a whole webinar on how to make the best price sheet, a whole webinar on how to do advanced pay in all different ways. So I'm just going to do a rough overview here, but this is more to show you the functions and everything that Photo Day has to offer with these two gallery types. So with that said, I'm going to go here and set up my first job. Well, it's not really my first job, I lied, but it is a job. So I'm going to call this All-American. This is going to be a dance job. Unless you prefer for me to demo a different job, shout it out now, or I'm going to go ahead with this dance job. And I'm going to link it to an organization. This is like a little mini CRM if you don't know about this. These are your organizations, and then you have different jobs underneath your organizations, right? So in a school, you have multiple school sports, you have fall photos, spring photos. They would all be linked to the same organization, the same school. So over here, picture day date. I'm just going to make it for Thursday. Maybe we're photographing this Thursday night. So I just want to show you how fast it's going to be. And you can put how many kids you're photographing here and what time zone you're in. Now, the time zone is important, especially if you're scheduling the job to post or go live publish-wise. If you're using our schedule later feature or pub later feature, because the publish later feature will deploy based on whatever time zone you're on when you set the time. So Dave, no, the Photo Day date cannot be more than one day initially, but I'm going to show you how to communicate that here in a few. I will show you how to communicate that. So, okay, so we're getting this job ready to go. We're going to shoot it Thursday night, but let's just say I want to start collecting advance payments, or I'm going to collect an advance payment, say $10 a kid or $10 a costume, or whoever I want to do it for this dance school. But first, I'm going to set up my gallery type. For this one, I'm going to make it a group gallery. It's going to automatically assign this gallery link. Now, this actually goes to the same place, galleries.photoday.io. So you don't need to communicate this long custom link. We have a purpose coming down the road for this later on, but right now, you can just communicate galleries.photoday.io. The access code, it will pre-generate one. My word of advice here is make this something easy and relatable, either that coincides with your studio name and branding. You can use like your studio initials plus like 001, 002, whatever, or you can make this more specific. So I'm going to name this AA, All-American Dance Factory Demo 1. Now, these access codes are unique to our Photo Day short code of 90738, which means once somebody uses a code, nobody else can use that code. So once it's in here and once it's saved, I have now claimed that code, and Photo Day will not let anyone else take that code. Now, for anyone that's viewing this that's brand new, before you market a code, make sure that you claim it, right? Because you could be connecting people to somebody else's gallery. So make sure you, and I have to say this because it happens like once a year in the last 3 years we've been doing this. So I'm just going to say it out loud in this demo. Claim your code before you start marketing it. And also make sure you don't have any typos when you create your marketing materials if you're doing them on your own. Now, if you're using our marketing resources, we automatically populate this stuff for you, so you don't have to worry about typos. And also, once you create this code, do not change it later on, because everybody links to this code already, right? If you published, or if you're in advanced pay, if you put out marketing, don't change the code again. because that could cause some customer confusion as well. So once you claim a code, leave it. And then you can update it at any time before you tell anybody about the gallery. But I just wanted you to know that little tidbit of information. So I'm going to go back in here to the job details. Now here I have the option to upload a logo. Now, where does this appear? It appears in a couple different areas. I'm just going to say I don't have a dance school logo here, so bear with me. I'm just going to upload, I'll just upload this logo as a placeholder. We're just going to pretend that's the All-American Dance logo, but it's not. But we're just going to pretend for the demo. Amy, your question, will we get an error message if we try to use a code that has already been claimed? Yes, it'll tell you that code's already been in use, then to pick another code. So we will tell you that, so you don't have to worry about that part. Photoday will not let you mess that up. So we got your back on that one. Now, this logo, depending on the lab that you're using and your setup, will or will not print on specific themes. Right now, this works on with our custom themes that are currently live with White House Custom Color. So if you're creating your own background for their memory mate and you toggle this on, then this logo will print on the custom themes. Now, if you're going to use that feature, I highly recommend that you make sure you are uploading an optimal logo in the correct color space with the correct sizing. If not, your logo is going to print not very great on all the memory mates people are ordering, and that's a kind of a pain in the butt to go back and fix that later. So proper preparation with this, and you should be good to go. So I'm not going to put this on my themes, so I'm just going to turn that off for now. And then here are your gallery search options. Now, you don't have to set this up until you're ready to publish, right? You can leave them all on, but you can go ahead and toggle these on and off. Like I said, if you have big gallery with, I would say over 500 images, you probably want to turn all photos off. Now, there are a couple things about Photoday that we do to help optimize performance for your customers, optimize that experience. One is we have a 15 megabyte per file upload limit. 15 megabyte JPEG files, while still compressed as a JPEG, are gigantic files, right? Most of your customers are ordering an 8x10 and smaller, so you don't need gigantic JPEG files. The number one reason is because people are shopping on their mobile devices, okay? Over 80% of all purchases coming through Photoday are happening on a mobile device, which may or may not be connected to Wi-Fi, and they might be shopping on a cell phone with a cellular signal, right? And that signal might not be that great. So if you have really big images and software is trying to resize it for a mobile device with a low signal, it's going to make your experience really crappy. That's why we have the file size limits for you guys. 15 megabyte JPEGs are sufficient, and our galleries are very mobile responsive. So it doesn't matter where they're shopping, mobile or desktop, it's going to optimize the gallery for the best experience for your customers automatically behind the scenes. So anyway, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about this. FaceFind with group and public galleries, it happens by the customer, which means you don't use FaceFind, they do. And I'm going to demo that today. And then also tags, which is basically a folder structure, just narrows the amount of files in your gallery into groups by team, by session time, by color, however you're grouping, if it's colored jerseys, however you want to group them, just to narrow the data set for the parents in the bigger galleries, you can do that as well. And there's a couple different ways tags work, and we'll get into that as well to make your life even easier. So for now, we have this all set up. I am going to put this gallery in Advanced Pay first, so I want to show you how that looks. But before we do that, we're going to have to make a credit sheet, right? So I'm going to go to the store. This is where all things live store related, price sheets, credit sheets, Advanced Pay. So I did a webinar the other day on Advanced Pay, and Advanced Pay is essentially gift cards, right? You can sell up to 4 gift cards on a credit sheet, and you can have 1 credit sheet per job. So in this example, this is my dance credit sheet. I gave these credits little descriptions. By this credit if your dancer is being photographed in only 1 costume or class. This one is if they're 2 costumes or classes, and then I have 3, and then this one is 4 or more, right? So we're gonna have them buy credits according to how many costumes they're gonna be photographed in. And I'm gonna put that gallery in advanced pay mode and push out a marketing flyer to get sales rolling. So I'm gonna go back into here and I'm gonna set up my storefront for just that. I'm gonna select the dance school credit sheet we just did. And now I have the option to incentivize this. Now, if you choose to give a special offer with an advanced pay purchase, there's different ways you can use this. You're basically going to just attach a offer code. Whoops, I clicked too far ahead here. You're basically going to attach an offer code here. And then I just have one. I'll just show you for an example. So once I do that, this is an offer I already set up. It's free shipping on orders 25 or more. It never expires. That means if they buy one of these credits, they'll automatically get this special offer. And it'll be automatically attached when they sign in with their mobile number they used to buy the credit with. It knows that you had a special offer tied to that credit purchase, and it will apply automatically in their cart if you do it this way. However, it is not required that you do an offer. So in this case, I'm not going to do an offer. But what you can do here is you can require the customer to add the name of the subject being photographed to the credit, so you know who's purchasing credits for who, right? And that's really some good data to have. So I'm going to leave that one on, and then I'm going to save. Now my gallery is ready to be put into advanced pay status here. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. And then what that means is now when somebody visits the gallery or texts the code to 90738, it's going to start the sales cycle. So over here, I'm going to create my flyer for communications. And this is going to be my advanced pay flyer. So I'm going to come here. And then I'm going to select the advanced pay flyer type. And that kind of gives me some text. Now, your question, Dave, can the photo date be on more than one day? Yes, it can. So what you can do here is I would suggest toggling that picture day date off in that case. And then over here, you can put you can put something about picture day dates are, or picture day, well, for dance, we'll say picture day will take place the week of May, what's this week? May 3rd, during your child's, during class times. We'll just put, say, during class times, because with dance, that's usually how it works. You're just set up during class times, and you can let them know here. And then you can just kind of, this is just pre-populated text, but you can turn off this and say, purchase a credit to secure your spot, and purchase a credit to secure your spot. There you go. We'll just leave it at that. But we can explain it to them there, right here. And now you can turn on and off your studio logo here, and everything else. And I can change my different designs here. If I wanted to change a different design, we have different flyer designs here, which is pretty cool. And then you can always add an image to it if you want to make it look better. You can always come in here and toggle on an image and upload an image, and you can make these yourself. It can be sample photos, anything like that. And then let me just upload one here so you can kind of see what a completed one looks like. So I'm just going to use sample dance image to make this dancer. That's my Carly. But you can put a sample image here just to make it look pretty if you want. And then you can save it. Once you save it, you'll be able to do different things with it. You can always come back in and edit it later. But say if you had like a whole bunch of email addresses and you just wanted to import and email this out, you can do that here. So you can come over here and send the flyer to people, and then you can upload or type in a bunch of email addresses, or you can upload a CSV file that contains a bunch of email addresses, and you can send out this flyer this way. You can send it direct to the organization. So you can send it directly to your contact and say, like, you know, hey, it's picture day info, please send out, and then this can come directly from your contact to the parents, and it has like a little pre-formatted email in here, or you can edit this. It's completely editable. The flyer will be attached as a PDF, and your contact can just forward it on. So you can do it that way, or you can download it and it'll download as a PDF. Or actually, it's not downloading as PDF. It's going to go straight to my email box that's on a file here with my Photo Day email, which is this, actually it's my Gmail account. But it'll email it to you, and then you can download it and print it out or give it to them. Now, that's one way to start the communication process, right? And if you guys want to follow along here right now, you can do that with your phone. I'm actually going to do it just so I can show you guys these text reminders too, but I'm going to text the AADF demo 1 to 90738 just so I can AADF 1 demo 1. And then this way I can show you guys and follow along with how this all looks. So, or let's just say they go to galleries.photoday.io and they type in, it'll prompt them to buy a credit, right? So it's already on sale. You're starting to collect those advanced pay purchases. It's all good. Now, you can do some different things with marketing after this, but before you go out to picture day, you can always just check your insights. I know a lot of people do this as soon as you disperse information because you want to see if people are actually texting it. See, I text the code here. So I see myself texted in right here. So you can follow along and see like if your information is getting out to people by looking at this. Now, unique views. This is how many unique people have clicked on the gallery link. So that's how many different people have actually viewed your gallery for the first time. So you can see if it's reaching all of your customers there, if the contacts sent the information out, or if you emailed it out and they are actually opening up and clicking through. So you can always track there. And then let's see what else. I think that's all I wanted to show you for advanced pay. So I'm going to go back to my dance or my dashboard here. And now it's time to get this job all set up. So picture day happens. You got a bunch of opt-ins. You got a bunch of credit purchases. Now it's really time to start getting sales. Like publish, edit your photos, publish the gallery, organize everything. So I want to show you some uploading techniques here that you can use to better organize your galleries. And it's going to start with uploading folders or photos here and the tags. So in this case, if your gallery is, if you're using the background feature, and if you're doing, and I think Richmond right now is the only lab that has backgrounds right now. So unless you have a Richmond price sheet attached, you can't upload the PNG files just yet, and then allow the customers to swap backgrounds. But that is a feature we do have with Richmond Pro Lab right now. For this sake of demo, I am just going to use JPEGs here. So I'm going to upload a folder of files. Now, I can upload this whole folder here. It's a top level folder, but if you notice, I have like a subfolder in here. If I do that, it's going to use this folder and it's going to tag any images in here with reference photos. So if you post-process, let's just say in Lightroom, and you group them by team or by recital dance or by color jersey or anything like that during your post-process, you have a folder structure and you upload it, it's going to automatically tag all of those images accordingly. Now, my internet upload speed is kind of low here right now while I'm streaming. So to save us time, I already uploaded these on a job that I set up alongside here. So I just kind of want to show you what it looks like. So what happens now is that I've uploaded all the photos. Sorry, I accelerated our upload time here a little bit. So I've uploaded all these photos here to the gallery. And now I want to start tagging. Maybe you have a lot of folders, a lot of photos in here, and you just want to tag it by groups or by color or by dance or whatever you want to do. So if you wanted to quickly tag, you can select the images, and then you can go ahead and hit the tag button, and you can put your tag in here. Call it whatever you want if you're tagging by team. Like I said, if you didn't do it by folder structure, you can do it in here. You can also do it by keyword. So if you have Lightroom keywords assigned to your images, it will automatically use those as tags as well to help you organize your gallery. So I can go in here and I'll just select some ballet. I just wanted to show you how this works. If I can spell right today, that would be great. So I'm gonna update those in ballet, and then I'm gonna just do a couple because I want to show you what this looks like once everything is uploaded. And I publish this. I want to show you the customer experience as well. And then I'll just take these here. I'll take these ones and tag them as hip hop update. Awesome. I'll take a second to generate the tag. Uh-oh, what did I do? Maybe I didn't hit enter. I totally didn't follow instructions. Okay, and that is the hip hop. So now I have a couple different tags. Also, you can see if you missed any now. You can view your untagged and you can view all photos, or you can manage tags. So I got my gallery situated here. Now, the other thing that you can do here is, let's just say, here's another tip and trick with group and public galleries. You can do this with any gallery type, but if there's something that you wanted to say, like if you wanted to say something specifically to all the parents, you had a special message for them, what you could do is create a JPEG file with that, whatever that message is, and you can upload it to your gallery, and then you can tag it like read me first or something like that, so they see it. So if there's something you wanted to communicate to your customer while they're shopping or before they see their images, you can also do that little tidbit in here. But for now, since we're publishing this gallery, so this is my gallery's already published, but I'm going to show you the published flyer. So published. It's going to be the gallery flyer. I'm going to create that flyer because I want to show you a couple different things you can do with the flyers now. So we know that selling online, there's always a strategy, something that we want to do to get people to convert this from a view to a sale fast, right? One of the things you can use these published flyers for once the gallery is published is to give them some kind of a special. We always like to say like the free social sharing download in each package for the first 48 hours, right? So let's just say we're running that special here and I have that set up on my price sheet. I can upload an image. Actually, I'm going to change it to modern horizontal. And then I am going to upload an image here. Desktop, let's see. I think it is this one. Cool. So you can create little promo images here. This is just a sample I wanted to show you of the special that's going to go out when we publish this gallery, right? So you can add different graphics, get really creative here. It's just a sample. And then also, if you're offering like a special offer, like free ship for the first 2 weeks or anything like that, you can do that too and attach it here. Now, if you attach an offer, let me just show you where that shows up. It's going to appear at the top of the flyer here. So I guess I can just leave that there so I can show you what that looks like. It's just a special offer, or I'll show you different ways you can use offers. So let me just save this flyer here. But you always want to have something to kick off the gallery, right? Kicking off the gallery is going and converting those views to sales is so important. So people do not procrastinate for sure. So we have another webinar called How to Transition to Online Sales, where we go over a whole bunch of those tips and tricks. So over here, we're back to managing photos. Now there's a couple things you might want to do. We get asked this question a lot too. So if you wanted to disable certain images from being ineligible for a download purchase, you can do that here while managing your photos. Let's just say this is a team photo. I don't want people buying the team photo. You can select them all and hit this little cloud up here, or you can hit the little cloud here in the corner. And then what that does is it lights up red. And that means that that image cannot be purchased as a download, right? So, you know, you can be selling download packs to individuals. You might not necessarily want to sell the download packs as for the group photos. So you can go ahead and disable downloads or enable downloads however you want there. And let's just see, after I manage all these photos, you should be good to go. I have already published this gallery. Like I said, I uploaded this in advance just so you guys didn't have to wait around for my computer to upload. But I want to show you what this looks like now when a parent receives your code and they want to go to the gallery and they want to find their kids' pictures. We have a lot of questions on the accuracy of FaceFind when you're using FaceFind only. So I want to kind of show you and explain how FaceFind works here. So in this, I'm going to turn off all photos. I don't want my customers shuffling through lots and lots of photos to find their photos. So I'm just going to leave FaceFind and tags here open. And then I'm going to go ahead and add this gallery. But before I do that, I want to make sure I have the right access code, AADF 2021. So I'm going to go back here. This is my galleries.photodey.io. And I'm going to add AADF 2021. This is from what the customer sees. Now, I would demo this from my mobile phone, but we have like the screenshot blocker on the app, so it wouldn't be a really cool experience for you. So I'm just going to demo it from the desktop cart here. So because I turned off view all photos, the only options they have to find their photos is FaceFind or tags. So a lot of people love the FaceFind feature because it makes it super easy. So I'm going to upload a reference photo, just a picture of their kid, and this it'll ask them the same thing. So I'm just going to upload a reference photo I took of Carly. And you can see it's really small right here, but you can see how it found all her photos in the gallery. So a couple cool things about this. Here's a profile shot. We get asked that all the time. Will FaceFind work with profile? The answer is it really depends on the quality of reference photo and the quality and how much face it can find in the actual pro photo on how that works. But you can see it found her in a couple different profile shots here. But it does actually work quite well when you look at it this way. It did find her in all different profile shots, and her face is not full on looking at the camera everywhere. But it's pretty awesome. Now, once your customer goes ahead and buys this image in the cart and they start shopping, FaceFind also runs in the cart. So this is particularly helpful when they are shopping in a group or public gallery because they have access to all the other photos. Maybe if you left view all photos on or tags, but we know that I am shopping for this photo. And then when I go to the next, I'm going to confirm this crop. And when I go to the 5x7, I might want to change out for another image. Now, it's going to bring up more of her images because it's actually going to run FaceFind again. And you can see this little similar. If they went ahead and favorited, they will have favorite photos here. But you can see how it will automatically find images as they go through their cart. And they also can, if you see this, they also can zoom in and out and preview their crop inside the aspect ratio of the product that they're ordering. And so they can select different photos in here depending on how you have your packages set up. You can see this one's going to crop off her arm here, and I can't order it that size. Maybe I'll order this one instead in the wallet. Oh, there we go. And then, of course, oops, I didn't confirm that. And then, of course, it's going to ask me to go back and confirm the ones I didn't. If I wanted to change out the download, I can too. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to cart. And now her package is in my cart and it's good to go. But so a couple things to tell you here as well is that because it's a group or public gallery, the parents can choose to mix and match their, for this case, I have two different kids. If I take this filter off and I just go by tags and like I'm in this hip hop gallery, there's two kids in this gallery. I got both my daughters in here. So I can choose to mix and match any of these images at any of these parents. David, yes. So does that happen without FaceFind selected? Yes. Yes, it does. Wayne, your question, can Photodey use photographers preset watermarks? Yeah, so if you wanted to change the watermarks out in the gallery, you can come back into the main section over here under settings. under my studio, and you have logos and watermarks. So you can put your own logo on here. It doesn't default with Photoday. It's just like this on my demo account because that's our logo. And then you can replace and upload this watermark, or you can use our default. So you can do either way. Angela, your question, is there a way to make one image only to be able for one specific size? For example, team photo and only an 8x10. No, there's not a way to do that yet, unfortunately. What we do recommend is making sure that if you are offering team photos, that they can be cropped down to a 5x7 or 8x10 without cropping anything else. Just make sure that aspect ratio accommodates for both in that crop. However, you can also tag your images order 8x10 only. If you wanted to do something like that, I've seen people do that before. They'll come in here. Oops, wrong job. They'll come in here to their photo gallery, and then they'll grab, like, say their team image here, and they'll make a tag. And let's just say you can put order 8x10 only. If I can spell, I cannot type today, and update it. And then those images will be tagged here. So you can kind of try to tell the story that way. It's not guaranteed. Yes, they can still mess it up. But you have little tips and tricks. You can try to get them to walk them through the story. You want to tell the story and how they want to place the order. But I do recommend just keeping it flexible. Now, if I want to search by tags here, if you have like a whole lot of tags, they can usually scroll through it pretty fast. They can scroll through it pretty fast and look through the different tags. They can select more than one tag. So if I wanted to, if my kid was in all these dances, I can select them all. And you can see how it builds like a stackable filter menu for the kids. So just some things to understand when you're setting up your galleries and you're trying to organize them in that group or public setting. You can do different things like that. And another thing to note too is that these changes are completely live. So I know I'd have to refresh my screen here to see all the filters, I think. So let's see. Yeah, so you don't see the one I just created, but if I go ahead and do a refresh on my screen, well, it's going to kick me out for security. AADF 2021. And the customer just goes back in, they will see the tag that you just created. So the changes are live. You don't need to save again. So if you forgot the tag, if you have a parent that's getting stuck and you just want to like do some quick customer support, or if you have some more images that you uploaded, you can go ahead and make a new tag for them and just tell them to refresh or log back in, and they will be able to see what you've changed right away. And that's true for like price sheets too. If you messed up the price sheet and you want to add a product or change a price, you can just go in on your price sheet and change it. And as long as that's the price sheet that's attached to that gallery, it'll be a live change. So, yep, your contact information appears here in the cart. I didn't go through the whole setup process because I figured this was more just about the gallery. There's another cool thing you can do with the galleries that I want to show you guys. And you can do this with any gallery, but I'll just take advantage of the time that we have left here and kind of show you how the promos work, the gallery promos work. So I'm going to create an offer here, and let's just say my offer is free shipping. So I'm going to create dance free ship. My offer code is ship free. We'll just put 55, minimum dollar amount. They have to spend $55. We'll just say we're going to expire it Friday the 14th. Maximum redemptions is the amount of time they can use an offer code before it's redeemed. And I'm going to go ahead and create this offer. So now let's just say I want to run this promotion on this job. I'm going to come in here on the settings, and I'm going to set up my dance free ship gallery promotions offer. And now when I save that offer, and I'm going to go back to this gallery, let's just say go by tags, done. I'm going to have to refresh again. That's going to kick me out. Let's see, done. Now that promo banner is going to appear at the top. Get free shipping on orders 55 or more. Expires 5/14. Here's the cool part about when you run like a gallery, a whole gallery promo, when they're shopping, and let's just say they go to checkout, if they didn't spend enough to get the offer, it'll tell them available offers, because you have it attached to this gallery. It'll say spend $20.01 more to get this offer. So it'll kind of upsell them, tell them go back, spend more, so they can save more, which is pretty cool. So gallery offers are pretty cool. You can always expire those to promote the sense of urgency as well. So you guys got more questions for me? It's been kind of quiet, but I'll pop back on the screen here. So hopefully I shared a lot with you guys about setting up those group and public galleries today. I'm gonna turn my screen share off here and turn my slides back on. Oh boy, let's see, start. Okay, cool. So if you're new to Photo Day, just wanted to go over the costs involved with Photo Day. It's always another question that comes up is how much does all this cost? So the way the pricing works in Photo Day is that you can basically use our entire product for free. Capture App, all the galleries, Facefind, whatever. We actually don't get paid a dime until you guys start selling something. So, and we never take payment information from you. So what happens is you create, oh, sorry, David, you're sending me a message that he was able to screenshot with his phone from the gallery I just created. So yes, you are able to take screenshots in the mobile web if you're in your browser, but not in the actual app. So Screenshot Blocker, that technology only really exists if they're shopping in the native app for iOS or Android. But if they're just on mobile web, like mobile Safari or Chrome browser, they still will be able to screenshot the big photos in the gallery once they're able to view. So we always suggest watermark, and I always suggest advance pay to get skin in the game. If you get a little bit of buy-in up front, when you publish a gallery, you don't have to worry about people screenshotting your stuff. And that's also why I love the social sharing download promotion, because usually they just want to share their photos, right? And you just want them to buy their photos. So you kind of meet them halfway with a promotion and say, hey, buy the photos in the first 2 days, and I will give you these social sharing downloads without the watermark on them, so you can share them. Okay, so their transaction fee. Our commission, the Photo Day commission, every time you make a sale is 10% before taxes and shipping. It's not on the total transaction. There's also a credit card processing fee. You'll connect your Stripe account to Photo Day, and that's how we issue the payouts. So you'll have to pay the credit card processing fee that comes out of the transactions. Like I just showed you guys, they can check out multiple siblings together. So it's like one transaction per household. We try to promote that to cut down on all the transactions for you guys. And then the lab costs and the shipping come straight out of every order, right? So there's no more like mom makes a transaction with you, you make a transaction to the lab. You know, there's no more of that. It's all one transaction, and everything's paid for the minute they make a gallery purchase, and there are no order minimums. So this Photo Day offer collages. So yes, Wayne, there are some labs that have multi-image like collages as products in their price sheets. I think Richmond actually just published some of them. And I think Reedy is working on publishing some of those multi-image collages. All of our partner labs, all 7 of them, have memory mates available for your customers to choose from. And then your print company, the lab of your choice is actually, it's not fixed. So what you can do, I'll show you this. Let me flip back to my screen here. So what you can do here in your studio panel, and you can come over to settings, my studio labs. Now I have all these labs added. You can just come in here and click add. And when you do that, your information is sent off to the lab so they know who's setting up an account with them. You don't have to have a specific account set up with these labs. You can just click here to add them. And once you add them instantly, you'll be able to create a price sheet for that lab. So you can have like, you know, your dance photos going to Richmond, your sports photos going to Reedy, you know, prom photos going. You can send different jobs to different labs depending on the price sheet that you have attached to that job. And you can start setting up price sheets for different labs. once you connect the lab here in your studio panel. So hopefully that helps answer your question there. Let's see. Oh, I gotta start my presentation again. Every time I flip back and forth, that happens. All right, cool. So what else? Okay, so what do you get with all of this stuff? So what you get included with Photoday for free is that text marketing. We don't charge for text marketing, that's included. And it's very smart depending on how you're using the gallery, like whether it's in advance pay, whether it's in draft, we know what to communicate directly to your customers there. The email marketing, that's all included as well. The Capture app, you get service item exports if you're using private galleries, that's like yearbook exports, things like that. We have auto head sizing or auto face sizing. We're using some facial recognition to get everyone's head the same size for those yearbooks and things like that. Digital downloads don't cost any extra with Photoday. They used to when we first launched 3 years ago, but we made them free a little over a year ago. And then you get unlimited storage. We don't charge for storage space at all. You can have as many jobs going on with as many photos as you'd like, selling at all times in Photoday. And then we have all these great marketing resources available for you in the resource section of the dashboard, and Academy, you know, which goes on all on workflow, all on sales and marketing tactics, improving your crafts. And then of course we have all of our support. So we try to jam-pack Photoday with as much resources as we can to set you guys up for absolute success. And that's what the goal is. So thank you guys for listening to me ramble today for 52 minutes almost. But if you have any other questions, you can reach out in the chat in your studio panel, or you can shoot us an email at support@photoday.io. And of course, as always, if you'd like to hop on a phone call, just let us know in support or in the chat. And we will give you guys a call too if you want to talk on the phone instead. So thanks, Laura. I love Bubble support too. It's very resourceful. So yeah, and if you guys have any questions at all with, you know, with the sales and marketing part of all of this and making sure your customers don't procrastinate, if you have galleries that you're just not happy with the sales yet, or maybe you're a little anxious and you want to make sure it's going to be okay, feel free to ask us anything. There is no question that is stupid, right? Ask us anything in that support bubble. If you don't want to post in the users group, that's fine. That's why we're here with the private support. And we will be happy to answer any of your questions. So thanks, guys. Have an awesome rest of your week and happy selling. Glad to be back to work, everyone. And talk to you soon. Bye.